Hello guys, this is Fatal Cubes here again, and in this video tutorial we will be going over how to make constructors for objects. So the first thing I'm going to do in this video is actually take out this hybrid human. We're just going to go back to the simple Bob and Jill here. Just go ahead, delete those, and delete all the way up to there. Alright, and let's go ahead back into our human class, and let me go over what a constructor is. So a constructor is basically when you create your human Bob equals new human, the first thing that's called is the constructor. And you see, the reason we put parentheses here is because you can actually pass arguments into a human itself. You don't have to, call one of its methods. So we're going to make a constructor. So to make a constructor, I like to put at the very top above all my other methods and below where I initialize all my global variables. That's generally where you put it. Public, and we're going to name, and it has to be capital H human because it's the class, parentheses, and then like that with the curly braces. So there's no void here because this is actually, you can think of it as a method with no name that returns a human. So when you create this human, you're going to pass in, right now this constructor takes in no arguments. But let's say we wanted to create a human with a name argument. So we're going to actually probably do that. We're going to say string name. And this is kind of like a getter. It's kind of like a setter actually. We're going to do this.name equals name. Now if you were to save this, you'd see, oh no, so the constructor human is undefined because I need to add an argument to match the string. So now I got to pass in an argument, Bob and Jill. Now, if you were to take out this line of code, bob.setName and jill.setName, so we're not setting the name, but we're actually setting the name in the constructor. So when you run it, it's gonna work. Hello, my name is Bob and Jill. All right. So as for the amount of arguments you can put in a constructor, you can put as many as many arguments as you want in the constructor. We're just passing in one string value right now. Now, every class, if you do not put in a constructor, it'll make a default constructor that has nothing in it, no arguments. And one more thing I wanted to go over in this video is multiple constructors. So what happens if, let's say we wanted to make another way to make a human, and we're actually going to pass in no arguments, okay? And in this version, we're going to set age to 20. Weight to 180. Remember, we kind of talked about making a generic human in the last video. The name is, we're going to keep it blank. Actually, we'll just set it, instead of being null, we'll set it to that blank. And we'll do male equals true, because there are a bit more males on the planet, though you could do male or female, whatever you want, really. And favorite color, we're going to leave green. So this is the generic human. If we were to take out these string arguments, you'd see there's no errors because it's saying, well, are they using this constructor? No, because there's no arguments. Are they using this constructor? Oh yeah, there's no arguments in this constructor, so we're going to set the age of 20, weight to 180, blah, blah, blah. So if we were to take out Bob's attributes here, and we were to run it, you'd say, hello, my name is, and then it's blank, right? Because we didn't set a name, because this constructor does not set a name, but it will set it to 180 pounds, 20 years old, male, and green as the favorite color. So if you want to know the shortcut for me commenting out this whole block of code, it's Control plus the question mark key, and that'll put that code back in. Now, what if you wanted to, in this constructor, pass in a name, but you want to also do all this? So in other words, you want to do that. You want to still set the age, weight, and everything except for name. You're going to set it to this.name to whatever you pass in. Now, as you can see, you're copying and pasting, which is not so good. So I'm going to show you a different way. You can just call this. Now we talked a little bit about this in the last video. I'm probably not going to make a separate video explaining it because it's really simple. This just refers to this object. So if you just do this, and then there's no dot, and you put the parentheses, it refers to the constructor. And because this constructor is taking in no parameters, it's actually referring to this one right here. So it's going to go ahead, set the age, set the weight, set the name, and set male to true. And then it's going to go to this and say, oh, no, we got to set the name to something different. So if I wanted to make, I don't know, another constructor, we wanted to make a public human, and we want to do, this constructor sets the age, it sets the weight, it sets the name, we're going to set actually Boolean male, string name. So this basically sets everything, and what we're basically going to do, and we're going to say this dot age equals age, weight equals weight, this dot male equals male, okay. So now we have this that sets the age, weight, male, and string. So as you can see, you may not have noticed this, but instead of just doing this, why don't we just call our other constructor? Okay, and why don't we call the age, we're going to put 20, we're going to put the weight at 180, male to true, and name to blank. Okay, and then this is going to set all that, and then the name. Okay, so what's happening here? So if you want to make a human, you can give it 3 values, 3 different things. You can either give it nothing, you could give it age, weight, male, and name, or you can just give it a name. If you just give it a name, it'll call this, which is going to give this constructor, which is going to set these variables to 20, 180, true, and blank. And or you could just do this, which goes ahead, sets it, and it doesn't call any of the other constructors. This is very important because a lot of times you will want to make objects that take in different constructors. Sometimes you want to be able to, make something with just a blank, like no variables, and set it to defaults. And other times you want to be able to pass in a bunch of different things. So let's go ahead and Bob, we're going to set by doing we're just going to give a name. And we're going to give him a favorite color. And Jill, we're going to pass in all her stats. We're going to do 130. And we're going to give her Jill. And we're not putting favorite color in the constructor just because I don't think humans, when you create a human, it's that vital that you pass in a color. I think setting a favorite color should be, only if they want to set the color. It's not that big of a deal. If you were to run this, hello, my name is Bob. I weigh 180 pounds. I'm 20 years old. It is true that I'm a male. My favorite color is blue. So it did the default values for Bob, except for it reset the favorite color to blue. And Jill, it's just like doing all those setters, except it did it all in the constructor. So does that mean that you should have a constructor for every different possible, arrangement of variables? Like, should you have one that just does age and weight, one that does Boolean male? You don't want to get too crazy with the constructors. That's why you have these setters and getters. So that when you create a human, you may only want to give it the name, but then later throughout the program, maybe set some of its stats like the age, the weight, and stuff. And we'll see this when we create a program in the next video. There's not going to be a challenge for this video. And also there was not a challenge for the previous video. I thought there was going to be one, but we're probably going to put a challenge at the end of the series or something where you guys can experiment making your own objects. But anyway, that's it for me, guys. See you guys in the next video. Bye.